Friends, how are you doing? Thank you for clicking on Dealing with Money channel 2 here, trying to talk about some different things here. This is gonna be more of a boring video because I'm talking about SoFi, but I really do. I cannot stress enough how good of a situation this is with SoFi. I really don't understand why people do not invest in SoFi at this point. I don't know how much more the company, the stock has to prove to people. I've been saying the same rhetoric since the stock was $4 or $5. If you were here listening to me, then you know it's the truth because we've been watching SoFi here really transform out of the Cove years to now, where the whole company was just kind of turned upside down, was not looking good there for a moment. But now we are in a situation where finally, we're getting closer to billion-dollar quarterlies here with SoFi. They're coming regardless. The stock is finally at this $20 position and going. And, it's a thing of, it's a very just for history in general, you're watching this new bank, really be built out right now, where they're really just coming together as a company, and they're getting very, very popular. So SoFi here, it's a situation where I would tell, and I do tell everyone, you need to look at this as a long-term play. Long-term play. This is really going to pay off for you. I cannot say that enough. You have found a very futuristic banking stock in not only that, but everything that they offer as a bank. Okay. And their technology is obviously a huge element to that, what they offer and what they do with it. So you have found this at a very youthful moment right now. This is a situation where 5-10 years from now, people are going to look back and go like, man, I wish I would have bought that stock back then. Or, man, I wish I would have found SoFi back then. Undoubtedly, I truly believe that SoFi is going to be, a $50, $100 stock somewhere in our future. Now, is that going to be next year? 2027, 2028, I don't know. It's going to depend how much faster it grows. Right now, it's in a beautiful growth period. We are watching this stock really push into some growth right now. And SoFi too, I've said this before, but it's a situation of, if you don't know, you need to know, is that SoFi is really pushing into this culture of young people, to where, it started off as this, a student loan program situation, essentially student loans, then really transferred, really turned things over to a bank in general, but not really focusing on brick and mortar stores popping up, every 5 miles, like a McDonald's. This is a situation where they really pushed into their technology, where you could download the app for free, you can make an account with them for free, and you have in your hand, the palm of your hand on your phone, you have all of these different, elements that you can just get into without having to go to a bank, without having to sit down with someone, where you can talk about getting a loan, all kinds of loans, credit cards, a portfolio to, start buying stocks. They offer that, all this kind of stuff. So, and that's a thing that a lot of other older banks are not doing. When you download their app, I don't want to say them out loud because I don't want to talk bad about any other banks. I don't need that heat. But, when you download their apps, they're not offering, or some of them are kind of like archaic looking. I'm going to be totally honest with you. There's a few things that I bank with, and SoFi, when you look at SoFi's app compared to these other banks, you're like, what in the world is going on here? And these banks have been around since the dawn of time. And, these are the banks that are making 20, 30, 40, million dollars. Well, some of them billion, a quarterly here. I mean, they're making insane money here a quarterly. So you're like, what are these people doing? They're not pushing into technology. And that's where SoFi is really getting ahead really fast. And it's almost like you look at this and you go like, why are these other banks not seeing that SoFi is becoming a very vicious predator? And I think that's what's going to be occurring here more than not into the future, where SoFi just becomes a predator to a lot of banks. It really does, to where it's going to, it's growing really fast right now, but there's a very real conversation where we're going to see the business of SoFi grow, like really triple down here in the future, but the stock too. What we've witnessed here in the last 2 months has been amazing. Now, imagine a place here in the future, maybe a short time from now, to where this situation becomes even more heavy-handed. Look what happened to Robinhood here just in the past months, where this went from a $40, $50 stock to now it's over a $100 stock. And it took some time for Robinhood to get to even that 40, 50, 60 dollar position, right there. And a lot of people thought that was it. As you see a stock continue to grow in price, well, this other thing starts to follow along with it like a shadow. It's hype. It's FOMO. People are like, "What's going on over there? Well, I want to be a part of that." And this is what starts happening. We're seeing a little bit of it happen right now with SoFi, 100%. So SoFi is in this situation of where, well, it's going into quarterlies. What do we know? We know that these quarterlies are going to be good. They're going to be good. The question is, how good are they going to be? We're going to find out here very soon. Friends, listen, this is one of the safest stocks I could probably talk about next to Palantir or buying Costco stock. This is a guaranteed situation from everything that we can pinpoint together, put together, mathematically look at everything. It's a safe investment. It may not be as sexy as some people want to be. It may be boring to some people. I get that. But it's working. And when you're wanting to put your money into the stock market, what are you looking for? What do you want to do? You're wanting to put your money into something that works. Okay? 100%. I don't think that too many people are, well, I say that, but I know those people out there that'll buy, $500 worth of a penny stock that's looks like it's about to have a reverse split, and they're like, "It's going to do something, dude. It's going to do." I'm like, "Okay." There's those people out there. That's fine. God bless them. The market needs them, and the market will continue to take their money. But if you're wanting to put your money in something that's really going to compound over time here, friends, I cannot stress this enough with SoFi. You need to look what's going over here with SoFi. When we look at what SoFi has just done here in this past month, from the start of June, this was a $12 stock. We were at $12 with SoFi, and we were like, okay, that's pretty good, because we came out of the whole tariff situation. SoFi sunk down to $9. $9 here back in April. Now, this V-shaped recovery that we've had in the market, and pretty much in SoFi too, now the stock just, Friday here, $22. I mean, that's crazy. That is an insane amount of money that people could have made right there in that short amount of time. I mean, even the beginning of June, I mean, this was a stock that was still in a very affordable price range for people. It was still sitting around 13, 14 bucks. So look at that climb. And this is more than likely going to continue. Now, obviously, SoFi will probably continue to push a little more into quarterlies here, and there will come a level out period where it sells off. People take their money. I'm not naive to that. They're going to take their money. But guess what? They're going to come back. And this is what's going to keep driving up the price with SoFi 100%. So you're watching this fundamental movement, this stage, this staircase, heavy-handed staircase that will be with SoFi their whole lifespan, their whole history, to where SoFi is not going to really struggle once it gets into this $1 billion quarterly range. It's going to escalate a lot faster because, too, SoFi is, every time they make these quarterlies, these big old quarterlies, that also is putting them in a position to have more money, to push their technology, them as a bank. This is why SoFi has been so obsessed with their technology, their brand, their outreach for them with advertisement, putting their name on, coliseums, things like that. This is the new generation of banking, and it's working 100%. I would much rather put my money in SoFi right now than a lot of these other banks that are established. Sure, they come with a dividend, but SoFi is going to have a dividend one day too, and there's still a very good conversation that SoFi undoubtedly, probably more than likely, will have a stock split in the future. I truly believe that is probably coming more than not. So yeah, I mean, what more can we say here? Listen, there's a conversation too of will there be a rate cut this year? Okay, that's the number one thing. Either way, there's a rate coming next year. Why is there a rate cut coming next year regardless? Well, because Jerome Powell's time will be running out organically. And obviously if Trump could get rid of him tomorrow, it would happen. But if the Feds do not do a rate cut this year, which I mean, really don't know. I mean, they say might, who knows? We're going to see. But undoubtedly, there will be a rate cut next year, which when Trump puts someone in the place of Jerome Powell, that guy is going to immediately do a rate cut. And bank stocks, stock market, within a small amount of time will go insane. It will be like throwing chum in the water. So there's going to be these key moments where SoFi just hits these places of extreme growth. Okay, every quarterly, every moment in time in the history where something significant happens. You know, the S&P 500 hits a whole new number, the Dow, you know, Nasdaq, all that. This is an unbelievable market we're watching right now. I just, it's wild to see the market where it's at. It's such an amazing time to be an investor. You just want everyone to see it. You really do. It's crazy. It really is crazy. Friends, I'm going to shut up. I really do wish all of you best of luck with this. I think it's, mathematically it's working. It's going to work. So that's what we really want to look at here. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.